Alright y'all, it's time for some real talk. After spending $2,500 on the new M1 Pro MacBook Pro, does Terry Warfield have any buyer's remorse? Let's talk about it. What's up y'all, Tight Shirt Terry Warfield back in the building. Hope you're having a good day so far. Let's cut right into the meat and potatoes. I'm a cheapskate. I don't like spending loads of money. I don't like spending money at all, to be honest with you. So spending $2,500 on this computer, yeah, it hurt. But the question is after using it about a week and a half, how do I feel? Do I feel like it was worth the money coming from the standard M1 MacBook Pro? Now let me address that real quick, right? I didn't find that the MacBook Pro M1 edition was a bad computer. In fact, I thought it was really good for the price. It had loads of performance, it was nice, it was small, but I kind of feel like Apple skimped out on it. Like, that wasn't really the Pro machine. Like, it shouldn't have even bared the Pro moniker, to be honest with you. It was a really fast consumer grade notebook, and although it was much faster than my 6-core i7 that I traded in to get it, I still felt kind of ripped off because like they just didn't upgrade anything on that computer except for putting a faster chip in there and giving it a brighter screen. So when I heard about the new ones, I was absolutely thrilled because with the M1 MacBook Pro, and again I'm saying this, I could have got by with the M1 MacBook Pro and not bought this computer. You know, as a creative, you use what you can use, you know what I'm saying? So I could have made do. But there were things about that machine that really bugged me, such as like the lack of ports. Oh, that pissed me off so bad. The lack of an SD card slot. That pissed me off so bad. It's just, it was an old design and I just kind of felt ripped off. So anyways, when I found out about these, I was like, yo, I have to absolutely get one. Now, this is the 14-inch M1 Pro with the second tier M1 Pro chip in it. So it's got the 10-core CPU, 16-core GPU, 1TB SSD, 16 gigabytes of RAM. And it's been a pretty substantial upgrade, I'm gonna be honest, but it was also mad expensive. And I know some of y'all that's getting the even more decked out ones, like y'all pockets gotta be hurting. But anyways, do I have buyer's remorse? Let me just go ahead and answer that question. It hurt to spend that money, it did. But do I regret it? No, not in the least bit. I'm gonna be honest with you. So let me say this. If you are in the market, if you have not made a purchase at all, don't think that the M1 MacBook Pro is like a bad machine, especially if you get the one that's $12.99. I think it's a great freaking value. But I'm gonna tell you all the things that have made this purchase worthwhile to me coming from an M1 MacBook Pro. Number one is the display. I freaking love this display, and as you see, I have the mythic SR71 Blackbird on this. You know, if you know, you know. Now, I've been using dark wallpapers to hide the notch, but honestly, the notch hasn't been a huge deal. It hasn't been like in the way. Do I like the way it looks? No, but I'm accepting of it because we get more screen real estate. My only thing is I already know when the next one comes, Apple's gonna come out like, oh, we got rid of the notch and this is revolutionary. Shout out to Apple to being the only company out there that will literally create the problem and sell you the solution. But anyways, like, it's just a fantastic display. As you see on here, the blacks are like super deep, super bright. I love editing on here because it's super accurate. I can't say enough good things about the display. The next thing that made this purchase worthwhile to me is just performance. I put the M1 Pro through a stress test, which I'm gonna leave that up there. You can check that video out after this one. Even if you don't go with like the most powerful M1 Pro or M1 Max in there, the performance in these things, yo, it's literally unreal. Now, I'm not doing benchmarks and all of that crap. I could care less about the benchmarks. Real world use, when I'm using it day to day, I cannot get this freaking thing to choke. And that's probably been the biggest advantage to me. Now, I did say in my 72 hours video that I didn't like the battery life, and I think I got to go back and kind of clarify a little bit. The battery in this thing is great, don't get me wrong, but when you're putting it under a lot of load like Final Cut Pro effects rendering, and you have the screen at max brightness while you have all of this other stuff going in the background, it can rip through the battery in like an hour and a half. What I did find is even decreasing the brightness of the screen down like to 60% dramatically helped the battery life. Who would have thought? But anyways, I wanted to put that out there. The next big thing that's been the biggest upgrade over the MacBook Pro for me, the M1 joint, has been the memory card slot and the ports. Memory card slot and the ports. Shout out to Apple for taking it away and selling it back to us, and like idiots, we bought it. But the memory card slot, the ports, that has been absolutely huge to me. I don't really miss the touch bar at all. The new fingerprint sensor is really good. The speakers, oh my God, compared to the M1 MacBook Pro, also have been a huge upgrade and totally worth the money because the speakers out of the 14-inch sound amazing, and people with the 16-inch, they got the 14-inch kind of like on steroids because it sounds even better out the 16-inch. I can go on for days about this and that, but I don't have any buyer's remorse, and that's crazy because I don't like spending money. Could I have gotten by with the standard MacBook Pro M1? Absolutely, but if you can afford it, these machines are a huge upgrade over the 2020 M1 MacBook Pro. And like I said, even if you're not getting it for performance, just for the upgrades alone, bigger screen, better speakers, more processing power, SD card slot, more ports on the side, like it's just, you know, it's worth the money. So this is the first purchase in a long time that I've dropped the bag on it. I didn't feel like I was gonna throw up afterwards. I absolutely, positively love this freaking machine. It is my favorite purchase of 2021, probably going into 2022, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have this thing for at least the next few years. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and all that stuff down below in the comments. I'm gonna be down there kicking it with y'all. Again, if you're interested in any of the graphics or overlays that I use in this video, they're from MOTIONVFX. There's a link down below for you to grab some if you're into that type of stuff. And I think that's all I got. So until next time, I'm out of here. Peace and chicken grease, Terry Warfield. Peace.